Okay. Excellent. We are on. Let's check here. Okay, we'll do our recording again. We're gonna get this thing. We're gonna do it as a team. Yes, yes, yes. Excellent. Okay. Let's see here how we're doing. Perfect. Okay, let's do it. All right. We're white. The player of white is Yuka Haman. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. And black is Rosman. And this was actually played in Miska 1957. So this is a pretty old game. And it's these are fun variations because sometimes you can actually get to see like quick variations and stuff. So we're gonna go over a very quick game right now. Okay, the move for my because this is actually the English notation. The English notation it doesn't have the basically D4 D5. The D4 for white is actually P like pawn dash K4. So what they would have is how we have 1 to 8 this way, they would have 1 to 8 this way, and rather than saying a pawn moves, they would go pawn P dash king 4. And this is what black, that's for white. White does this pawn or P dash queen B4. So what that'd be is it's this pawn. It's actually C5. The algebraic notation does what the pawn's on, where it moves, and so does black's. But English notation does it a little bit different. It's kind of an interesting. I'll put it into the channel. I'll show you what it looks like, so you can see. It's P dash K. Sorry, I have to do. I gotta capitalize it. K4. This right there, that would be D. This would actually be D4. D4. That actually equals D4. This right here, I'm gonna copy it and paste it in so you guys can see it. So you know what I'm talking about. This equals, hold on, let me get that so that you kind of know what's going on, equals D4. This right here equals D4. P dash K4 equals D4 for white. And so I just wanted to let you know this is kind of what algebraic notation looks like, so that if you ever want to dive in and learn, not algebraic, I apologize. I have algebraic notation on the mind. If you want to go from English, the English variation to algebraic notation, you can actually then do it. It opens a whole bunch of cool books. Some of the books they've translated from the English notation to the algebraic notation, but there's like some of Alekine's older games, Paul Morphy's books, Reinfeld, Howitzer. They do it in the English notation, so you can actually get the very beginning of their games and stuff. So just wanted to throw that out there for you if you ever want to, go and look at older games. They're in English notation, not algebraic. So back to the game. This is actually, we're going to be diving into an opening, the Sicilian defense. So you're gonna get to see a little bit of the Sicilian. Okay, so we had oh, I am so sorry. My apologies there. I am so sorry. I did. I apologize. Forgive me on that. It's not D4. I am so sorry. Forgive me on that one. Uh, it's this. I apologize because I don't want you learning the wrong thing. I am sorry. That equals E4. I haven't done English notation in a while, so sometimes I get them mixed up. I've been doing algebraic notation books, so it's kind of a little difficult to get back into this, but I love it. I love chess so much, and I know you do. And thank you again for following along and putting in comments and stuff. So this is great. Yeah. So there we go. There we go. Let me see. I have to somehow. I'll worry about it later. I'll delete. Clear this here so that it doesn't interfere with anything. Let's unpin this here. We'll refresh so then we don't lose it. So what happens now is he played e4 and black played c4. Now white is playing the cool idea of d4. This allows for the Sicilian to be set up. So now black takes the pawn on c4, which lets him be able to what? Ah, you got it. It allows him to be able to play pawn to take, and then I think this is considered. I'm not sure if it's this. This is the open Sicilian or not the open Sicilian. If you have any comments or you kind of know a little bit what these openings are, you could put it in there. And if you have a favorite opening, you could always put it in there in chat. And I'll see if I can pull up some games with those openings that would be like from older players like Alakine and those stuff, or you can even Ginger GM has some cool French. If you love the French defense, Grandmaster Simon Williams has some cool stuff too. Okay, so we first did the Sicilian defense where the C pawn takes the D4 pawn. So we're at that point right now, and what happens is, let me see, defense. Oh wow, he's actually offering another pawn here, and black takes the pawn. And this is a really interesting one. I think he's doing it for more development, and then P takes D or B takes C3. And now, wait a second. Did I? Let's see. B. Okay, B. Let me make sure I did this right. Dude, pawn takes. Hold on. Some of these takings, I just have to make sure I did this exactly right. Okay, so we're gonna move two before takes bit pawn b. So, okay. Oh yes, I thought this might have been a little awkward. That's right, because the pawn takes. I was like, that can't be right. That doesn't develop. This whole idea about, we'll just go back really quick, of this type of setup is for white to get development. He's sacrificing a pawn so that his pieces can flow out there, out of the setup, and he can get more development. So he's going to try to basically mate his opponent by boom, really quick stuff. Queen to d6 is played, and then knight to, let me see, knight to b3, because this knight already developed, so then another knight. So how many pieces does white have developed? And you guys put in there if you guys know. And if there's a little lag, also put it in there. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it, because sometimes with the internet there's a little lag, so don't worry about it. Okay, so there. Oh, now he develops. Black develops the piece. So white has an advantage in development by one piece, one knight. And so now he's bringing another piece out. Bishop to bishop B, B4. So now he's developing another piece from F1 to D C4. He's starting to eyeball basically f7. He has the potential idea of knight coming in, and then after that he has queen, and after that he can actually bring his bishop in. There's actually not there, but he can bring his bishop in here and castles, and then get more pieces and go for a strike on f7. Okay, so we did that there, bishop there, pawn. He's trying to I don't know what black's actually trying to do. That doesn't actually make complete. That's kind of a weak move. He needs to start developing maybe with something like knight to f6 would probably have been a maybe a slightly better move. I know you're probably thinking about what about knight to g5. Well, then you have the ability of pushing here, and you still have a piece developed. You also have the ability of bishop, castles, something like that. I think the reason though that he played e6 is he wants to potentially, if this gets played, he wants to counter with bishop e7 here. I believe that's the kind of idea. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Uh, okay, e6. Castles. And not this move here. So he castles, white castles. So how many pieces does white have developed? If you could put it in the chat if you want what it is. 3. How many pieces does black have developed? 1. So who's ahead of development? White. White just castled. Now he can actually play bishop g5 if he wants to. Bishop f4 or bishop e3. Or he could jump a knight in and develop his queen with an attack on f7. There's a whole bunch of play that white has. Bishop king 2 or bishop e7. He's trying to stop white from his idea of playing knight g5 with the proposal of queen to f3, which then would attack the f7 pawn twice, which would cause a lot of pain for black. So that's why bishop e7 was played to stop g5. Okay. Let me see, bishop b4. Interesting continuation that white actually, or black, yeah, white actually puts a pawn on the ability for the bishop to be attacked with e5. Let's see if they actually play e5. Yep, they do. And they're actually giving this move a where's the pieces? There's a mistake. They're actually giving this move here a mistake. I think the reason they're considering it a mistake is it's a waste of time. I think that they should actually probably have played maybe knight f6 here and tried to castle and maybe unwind the pieces, or maybe just go in for, I was thinking about this move, but I think that'd be silly because taking, and then knight takes. Yeah, he has a good idea with e5, but I think it overextends the pawns. That's why they gave it a question mark. Bishop e3, and actually, I think the reason they didn't like it too was this pawn really isn't under any threat right now. So I think it was just a waste of time. So we bishop to e3, and then now he develops a knight. And now we have knight coming in, but boom. Oh, that's the reason that it was a mistake. 1 second, I have to get a drink of water. Hold on. Okie dokie. So that's the reason it was a mistake. Now I see. You probably already saw it before I did. Congrats if you did. E4, E5 opens up the diagonal for uh, F7, and so that then when he played another um, kind of slight inferior move by knight to F6, he allows knight G5. But remember something, black black can just castle and guard this pawn. But you have to say to yourself, is it worth sacrificing a pawn and a rook for these two, for a bishop and a knight? You have to ask yourself that type of stuff. This attack is conveyed from a forward variation pursuing the option of a direct attack on f7. They're saying that basically black's move of castle kingside is the it puts the onus on white to decide what white's going to do. Black's development is horrible. His space cramping is bad. What they're saying is that if white had tried to play d5 here, white can actually take that pawn, and then knight to a5 with the idea of trying to take the the bishop, and then allows that bishop checks here, and then the knight would intercept back on d7, and then the queen knight to k4 because there's a pin here. He's going to probably be preparing to maybe play d6 here, which is an interesting continuation with strong pressure. White's jumping all over the board in this variation. He has a knight here. If black probably castles here, I'm thinking that the idea is to play d6 here, and wherever the bishop moves, you actually have the ability of jumping in, and then you have this. So like if the bishop moved here, you can actually push the pawn. He comes back. You take. Actually, probably at that point, the best continuation would be taking, and then after queen takes. Well, maybe not. Maybe that isn't the best. Maybe delete this here. Maybe taking isn't the best. Because taking, yeah, then he guards that square. So maybe actually taking first would actually, oops, not there. Then bishop takes. Knight takes. Queen takes. This is tricky. White has an isolated pawn, so I'm not sure if that's the best continuation for. We found out this wasn't actually the best continuation. I think black actually played the correct move with castles. Yeah, because sometimes you have to go through and say what type of situation is there. Let me see here. 1 second. We have to really quick go back here. D4. If P takes D4. Oh, not P. I apologize. Did I do that one? Oh, my bad. After taking here. This is it. This is where they said was, this is actually another question mark. I almost forgot to, where's the, oh, annotation there. Yeah, there we go. This is another mistake that they were talking about here. Because of knight takes knight. Bishop takes knight. That was the idea. Bishop takes bishop. Queen takes bishop. And I think it has to do with knight b6 checking. And that's a fork. And that's the reason that taking with the knight isn't the best continuation. Oops, right here. That's why taking with this isn't the best, because the end result is actually losing a piece. So now that we got that done, so that you can go over the lines of the variations, you can do that. Queen to knight 3 here. This is what white played. And then there's d5 here. Now this is possible, is very playable. Black threatens to show the attack and stop white's too soon of an attack. Basically, black is saying, white, you are overextended. Yes, there's going to be a sitch here. There's no more of this queen here. So black goes, it's time to strike. Now's the time. So that was an interesting thing. Let me get to the move. Knight takes the queen pawn. Perfect. Okay. Sure. Perfect. Okay. Just wanted to make 100% sure I had that right. Thank you for waiting. Knight queen g4 here is an idea that if he plays bishop. Oh, wait a second. My bad. I'm so sorry there. Hold on. Rather than I have to get rid of this here. Because we're at 11 here. And rather than the knight going there, this is the rather than the pawn push here on to d4 or the pawn push from queen there to that. There's knight a5 attacking this bishop right here. And so the idea is bishop takes pawn check. He's going down a variation. Let me see. Rook. Interesting. So maybe, did I do this right? Let me see here. This is 13, 12. Bishop takes. Where's 12? Hold on, I apologize. Give me a second. Some of these lines that you go over in the book are a little bit tricky. So just give me one moment here. Okay. Okay, Doki. See, bishop takes. Pawn check, so that's right. King to rook 1. I think the idea is if rook takes, knight takes, king takes, now you have this idea here with an attack here and here. The king moves back. You take, queen takes, and then bishop comes in with this type of a pin. Not good. So after that here, king moves to h8. So let's see. Then we have bishop. Bishop. Did I move the queen wrong? Sometimes these games. Sometimes these games. Oh, I did. Oh, I dislike when that happens. Forgive me on this. I have to delete that. It's actually this move here. No, duh. That makes more sense now. Why he plays this move. So, so that makes more sense. And one line is instead if knight comes here. Now this makes more sense because he's attacking the bishop and the queen. That bishop takes. And of course you see that if rook takes, kaboom, the rook takes would be a complete double question mark. Where's the double question marks? Double, double, double. That'd be a complete blunder. So that's why taking the king moves. And we're going to promote that. King h1 or h8. And then queen c1, c2. Knight to g4. Knight into e7 with a fork of the two rooks. Knight takes the bishop. Pawn takes the knight. Bishop takes the knight. Bishop takes the bishop with the same type of setup of an attack. So now that was one continuation. We will go back and we will look at continuation number 2. So we're going with if king, before the knight moves, goes to h4 right away. Let's see. Oh. Nope. That's not it. Queen to queen e8. This is it. To double guard the pawn here. Then knight b4, b5 allows setting up for this fork here of the queen and the rook. So knight goes to h4. Okay, knight h4, knight. Let me see. Hold on. Queen there, perfect. Knight there. There. Bishop takes. Pawn check. Beautiful. Rook takes bishop. Takes bishop. Oh, then queen takes rook check. Queen takes queen. Knight takes queen. King takes knight. And then knight into b7. Rook, king, h there. And then bishop takes pawn, winning a rook. Wow. Knight b7. Or c6, I mean. Bishop takes. Knight takes. It is hard to say who is better in this position. White has some advantage. White has a lot of advantage of the pawn chain, pawn islands. He's got one here, and black has three. But black does have one thing. Black has a lot of minor pieces, so sometimes the minor pieces can outmaneuver the bigger pieces. So now that we got through that one, we're going to be going in to another one. Let's do it. Let's see what we got here. So now knight takes the pawn on d4. Knight takes knight is a good continuation. And then there's knight. See there. Knight takes the bishop. Discrete pawn. Knight takes knight. Oh, knight takes the b pawn. Has knight? Oh, knight takes the b pawn here. This is it. Knight f7. That's a crusher, bone cruncher. I had to show that one. That's a bone cruncher right there. Okay, so after queen takes, knight takes d5. Knight a4, a5 here, trying to attack both these pieces and stop this cheeky type of knight takes pawn there. So, can knight take that? Okay. Oh, knight takes knight. Check. Now this is an interesting continuation. In this line, there's one line that you can go down. Bishop takes. Knight takes the pawn on f7. Knight takes the queen. Knight takes the queen. Check. And that's game, set, and match, because he's going to end up, I think he's one pawn up. Yeah, he's one pawn up after everything's said and done. After the king moves, he's one pawn. Because he'll take here, the rook will take, and now he can actually start trading. Black has an isolated pawn that white can basically start pounding down on. Okie dokie. So now after 13, let's go back to knight takes knight here. Hold back. Knight takes pawn. If white plays let me make sure it's hold on. Knight takes knight. Ah, here we go. Now is that right? That can't be it. Hold on. I have to turn off there we go. Some of those variation arrows are irritating. I want to make sure, because we did after knight takes knight on this move here. Instead of this here, white played here instead of knight takes. He played a4. Just give me a second. I get I get this turned around. Some of they have sub notations in here, and sometimes I get it confused. See, we did the knight goes to a4 and all that variation. Um, Now instead of why does it say it says pawn takes? I don't understand here. Give me a second. Okay, after instead of bishop takes. Oh, okay. I got that all. Okay, so A. So we have that right with knight takes b pawn, knight takes. Then instead of bishop, oh yeah, instead of this move here, we have knight there. That's the one. Instead of oh, let's not worry about let's not worry about that. We'll just do these miniature games. I'll put this in later in the thing. I apologize for burning a little bit of the time, but this is a pretty cool one. Not after knight takes the bishop on here. This is really nice. Then rook takes, bishop takes knight, queen to e8, pawn f4, bishop b to b3, trying to hold this here. Bishop d4. And this is an interest. Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait a second. I had that wrong. I skipped one move up. Pawn takes, then bishop takes. Not bishop takes. Knight takes. And then now bishop b4. This is a sclam. Continuation here. Then king, rook, and then bishop takes rook. Knight takes bishop. Rook takes bishop. Queen takes e7. Of course, you get to see what happens if taking here. Bishop takes. And he basically gets and I think probably pawn push here and then a check and something's gonna give on that. So that's why queen takes is a really nice move. And then this is a bone cruncher here. Queen takes for a very nice tactical sacrifice. Queen takes bishop check. Rook and h1, pawn up, queen to knight check on re8, and resigns. I think the reason that he's going to resign is if king up, you have the unstoppable checkmate idea. You might have something like this, but there's no way of stopping mate. I don't think there's no way of stopping it. I was thinking this still would lead to mate, so that doesn't work. That's mate there. So that was a good game. What we'll do is we'll play one game and then we'll get back and we'll do another miniature. Miniatures are fun to do. I love doing miniatures. Okay, let us play. See if there's any arena tournaments going on. So we have a daily arena. We'll do this one here, a 10-minute. Let's get in this. We'll get in the fray. Thank you so much for being patient on all this. It's one of those things you have to get used to doing a little bit. We're gonna see if we can't set up for a London system. If he plays, oh, he's playing there. Okay. He only has one move to go to. He might try. He might try that. Then we just whip off the bishop. Now we have the two bishop pair. Then let's play pawn up here. That stops the checks. He does have this move here. Oh, so he's developing a knight. Okay, I developed my knight. If I play here, he's got that move, so that doesn't work. And then even let's say I play here, he plays there. I check here. I think that's still. I think maybe the checking idea of here might have actually been a better. Let's see. So castles. Let's see if we can't pluck off another bishop to get the full two bishop advantage. Because if he plays bishop here, we'll play F, and then he comes back, and we'll nab it anyways. If he plays back here, we'll nab it, and we'll have the two bishop advantage, which is a tiny, tiny, tiny advantage. But over time, you know what? You could slowly nurse your advantage to superior. Oh wow! I can't believe he allowed that. Let's see if we can't go full bore in on this pawn here. with the idea of winning this, and man, that makes his pawn structure horrible. Let's just keep back with the pawns. I think what he wants to do though is okay. So this here. Kick this knight out. So he takes. Yeah, I'm just gonna play my bishop back because I still have the pawn. If he takes here, I can actually take with the king. I have to somehow. I'm thinking about playing queen here. That's actually a pretty strong move. With the idea of here allows, if I play my queen here, this pawn here and this pawn here are under fire. But you got to be careful. So it's not like it's over, you know. So he's playing. I'm playing a 1500. This should, if I play correctly, should be a win because his pawn structure is so horrible. So he plays his queen up. Now we're winning here and here. Next move is going to be this here. Maybe. I have to guard this and prepare there. Trying to undermine the pawn structure. We got him right now. Game, set, and match. He's going to try to wait it out. Oh, he's going to play it. Let's take here. He plays there. Let's just keep this closed for right now, because we have this here. Now we get to just win another pawn. But I think I actually could have played this move here. Now that I think about it, and I've taken. I take there. That's me. Yeah, I probably should have played that. So he's playing that there. Let's play it now. And then if he comes back here, we'll just double up rooks there. And this is gonna be nothing but not fun for our opponent. He's just playing it out, so you gotta admire that. He's going full tilt. Let's attack the knight here. If the knight comes there, we just play rook there, and we get our idea in. And if he plays here, we can actually at this point play queen to e6. So this is oh, interesting. Okay, there we go. Why fight it? Don't if he takes, we actually win the knight. So this wins the knight here. And then we grab the knight. Back to the tournament. So 32. Wow. Let's see. Oh, we're facing a 2000. He's going for a French. Let's see if we can't. You might try this move here, and then I'll just take. Play knight up here. It's kind of interesting, to say the least, because you have to say, do you want to take pawn takes b4, or do you want to play pawn takes d4? So we'll have to do that. And next time on some of the variations, we'll just do the main line and we'll go back through and then do the subs. There we go. There we go. Let's just keep it so we stop that because he's going to try to maybe do something like that. We'll castles and then we'll pick up a pawn. This has a really good ability of stopping a lot of stuff. Ah, so he's taking there. Gotcha. So castles. Let's win a pawn. Move on with having uh, the whole center fractured and destroyed. There we go. Boom. And if he tries something like, oh, interesting. Okay. So he's going. We're up a whole pawn. This is looking pretty. Not too bad for us. Not too bad at all. Not too bad. And if he tries playing something like, I don't know, maybe something here, he can't. We'll take. So maybe something here. I don't know actually what our opponent actually has here. Let's develop the bishop. See what we can do for the queen. The queen has to basically flee now. Um, let's just move the knight back, attacking the queen. Don't weaken your position at all. No need to. If the queen flows back here, we have bishop. Then we just start trading off, trading off. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That was a whoa. What was I thinking there? Yikes. First of all, I should have played bishop here and then there. Oh, darn. Let's see if I still have a little bit that I can. I'm going to try to see if I can't get this thing a rolling here. Boom. Let's go back. We'll try that one. That one didn't turn out so well. We were actually winning. That was too blitzy on that one. We'll do one more. Okay, so there. Why not? Let's try 5. There we go. Let's attack the knight. Let's see if we can't. Probably I should have probably taken rook takes. Might have been better. I think rook takes. Let's see if we got this here. Trying to set up for maybe a Greek gift if it's playable. I think I still have the Greek gift idea. Takes check. Yeah, I think the Greek gift works. He might try just moving the king. I think at that point, I think we can actually, yeah. I think knight. So it takes. See, it's not about the piece at that point. This is about the checkmating idea. And then if knight takes here, queen comes in. I think that's game, set, and match. Because even if the queen tries to come here, this bishop check blocks her out, and you get mate. You just have to keep going with it. Now this is tricky. I'm trying to see if yeah, I'm just going for it. Because if pawn takes here, slides over. Now there's no reason to allow my knight to be taken. I think this might actually win. I'm not. I don't know if I let him out of the net or not. Just probably I should have taken here. Knight takes and then taken there. No, no. I dislike. Oh man, my mouse slip. Let's pause this here. Let's go back. We'll do a 10 minute, and we'll play. We'll play against 10 person of our own ranking. Come on. Let's see if he gets a little greedy. Oh wow, that was a blunder. Hello. Thought he might have gotten greedy. There we go. Let's build back the rating. Let's see if he. He's going in for trading. This actually benefits me a little bit. Let's see if we can't go full tilt, big kaboom. And that's what I mean. The boogie. Remember, it's not over till it's over. I might even play queen up here, bishop there. Yeah, I think that's a really strong move. Try one more time. See there? Step back away from the pawn. Don't even think about progressing. Let's just wait there. This should be interesting. I think we're winning. Yeah, we won this one. Sorry about being quiet. It's just this was a tricky one to win. Because now you got to figure if he comes, we'll say here, 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 here. Mm, no, I gotta play right there. This one was tricky, tricky, tricky. Yeah, I made a mistake somewhere here. I was winning. Let me see. Hmm. Well, we had a draw there, so that's not a problem. I don't mind that. That's not a big deal. You have to keep pushing forward and learning. So we did find out. We played the correct continuation, so that hooray for us. Remember, you're not always gonna win. That's the whole thing about Team Chess Cruncher. We learn from our mistakes and our victories. There we go. Let's see if we can't reroute everything. Okay. Just putting the clamp, as we like to say, down. go. Boom. We will call that a done day there. Yes, we'll call it there. Wanted to thank you all for logging on, participating. Remember, we're doing good. We're getting our miniatures done, our studies. So, congratulations on the wins, the learning lessons, and the in betweens. So, always remember, like the Team Chess Cruncher motto, hang up your coats, hang up your hat, sit down and study when most won't. Team Chess Cruncher does. And as Wesley So says to the Lord Jesus, and I say God bless, and I'll see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. And don't forget to subscribe and keep chess crunching. Be blessed, my friend.